Hi guys, welcome back to Tactical Insights. The topic of today's video is testing the tactic. Anybody that watches YouTube videos, especially tactical type, like you guys and like I do, we see new techniques, we see new tactics all the time. Some of them are very valid techniques. Some of them are just a guy that wants to have something out there that he can call his own. Be totally honest, I've seen techniques that I love. I've seen techniques that were absolutely laughable. So what is the process that we do, that I use, in order to check that technique, check that tactic, to determine whether it's something that I'm going to use or something I'm going to discard? So I'm going to share that with you because I want you to start using the same technique. Even when you see my videos, I want you to do this. I want you to start testing the tactics. Number one, is this new technique or tactic complementary to my current training regimen, or is it contrary to my current training regimen? Is this something that's going to complement what I'm already doing, or am I going to have to stop doing what I'm doing and relearn completely what it is that I need to do? Once we've done that, that doesn't mean that that tactic is good or bad. That's only step one. Sometimes there are techniques that are contrary to what you're doing that might be the right thing to do. So what we do is we move to step two. Step two is cost-benefit analysis. Okay, we take the benefit of this new technique. What am I going to gain from doing it this way? Is it worth me taking the time to now relearn something that I've learned, or take the time to add this into my training regimen? What is my benefit versus what is my cost? One great example of this is a technique that I saw with my SWAT team. We were doing a current entry format that we'd done for years. I went to an intermediate tactics school, saw a new technique. I grabbed the guys that were doing this technique, I grabbed the instructor, and I said, hey, let's stick around at the shoot house for a couple hours after class. I want you to show this to me. And we went through it for several hours, and I looked at it from all different angles, and my cost-benefit analysis convinced me that the benefit to this new technique outweighs the cost of relearning it. The cost of relearning that was over a year of us transitioning to that tactic. Understand, this is not something we came in and said, I'm not doing this anymore, now I'm doing this. There's always a cost to a new technique. You're going to take the time to do it. Once we've done that cost-benefit analysis, we may look and say, that technique's something I want to move to. We may find that the benefit doesn't outweigh some of the other issues. One of the great techniques I always looked at that was brought to me was one of Chris Costa's videos. Does some great stuff. He's got some really good techniques. One of the techniques that I've seen a lot of people transitioning to is the straight arm support on a black rifle. Moving that straight support arm out to the end of the barrel. Something new to me. I hadn't been doing that. 20 years ago, I learned to hold on to the magazine well. So I looked at it. Does it complement my current training, or is it contrary to it? Well, a little bit of both. More contrary, just because it's a new muscle memory that I have to learn. The cost benefit was, man, there's some real benefits to this. It's going to cost me. It's going to cost me 20 years of doing it the other way. So I moved to step three. What is the practical application of this technique? The practical application of that technique, suddenly I ran into problems. As a tactical team member, my two primary long guns are number one right here, my M16A1 lower with a 10.5-inch barrel upper. It's select fire, which is one issue, and it has a 10.5-inch barrel. When I look at this new technique and I do straight support arm, you can see right away I'm running into some problems, right? If you don't see the problems here, we need to back up and do some other videos. Holding onto my magazine well with a select fire weapon to lock my elbows in is something I've naturally been doing for years and years. The cost was gone if I stay with my last technique. The other primary weapon I use is the MP5. The MP5, whether suppressed or not suppressed, has the same issue. But I can use the same technique here that I use with the AR-15. For me, testing that tactic showed me that it did complement my training a little, but it also was contrary. The cost-benefit showed the benefit was there, but it was going to cost me. And number three, the practical application in my situation didn't work. Does that mean it's a bad technique? Absolutely not. I teach that technique in my black rifle course. For me personally, not worth me switching over from what I'm doing because it didn't meet the practicality. Make sure you like us on Facebook. Go down to the bottom, click like on the video. We need all the likes we can get. Share the video, share the video, share the video. Keep posted when you want to test the tactic. Does it complement my training? Is it contrary to my training? What's the cost benefit? What's the practical application? See you next time.